This is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin this afternoon with new information. A Minnesota jury has found a man guilty of intentionally starting a fire back in 2018. Gary John Bogatz Jr. is convicted of arson in the first degree for intentionally setting the refuge in Detroit Lakes on fire. Bogatz's sentencing is set for July 13th. Happening right now in the Northern Valley, a group is calling for federal hate crime charges for an arson attempt at the East Grand Forks Islamic Center. Here's a live look of a press conference held by the Minnesota chapter of the Council of American Islamic Relations. Police say it happened in the early morning hours of June 5th. They say Suzette Gay Thompson lit a curtain on fire and ran away. Officers identified her from surveillance videos. Thompson could face up to 20 years in prison. And we have new information. We're now learning the name of the young man killed in a crash in northwest North Dakota yesterday. Highway Patrol officials say 28-year-old Dylan O'Brien died after losing control of his pickup and rolling into a ditch along 90th Street Northwest near Max Bass. Troopers say O'Brien was not wearing a seatbelt and he was thrown from the pickup during that rollover. Max Bass is about 40 miles north of Minot. The January 6th committee is releasing new footage from the day before the Capitol riot. It appears to show Republican Representative Barry Loudermilk giving a tour of the Capitol to a man the committee says would march on the building the very next day. Loudermilk says there was nothing out of the ordinary about the tour and denies any wrongdoing, saying that the Republicans gave reconnaissance tours and narrative of those claims is false. It's a nice day outside, but pretty breezy. Let's go to meteorologist Lisa Green with a quick look at your afternoon forecast. Lisa?
Well, good afternoon. Yes, the wind, it's still going from this morning, and we're still dealing with some strong wind gusts that are affecting perhaps people who are trying to drive on those north-south roadways, or maybe you're just trying to enjoy some time outside. Well, it's tough when you've got wind like this. You can see it on our camera down at the Dakota Magic Casino. It's also stirring up more dust and topsoil yet again here for today, unfortunately. Here's a look at our wind speeds. We have steady speeds in white that are in the teens, 20s, even 30 miles per hour in Fargo, still westerly, and our gust in Fargo at 40 miles per hour. So that gust continues to get to that range, and a lot of places seeing gusts into the 30s here this afternoon. So this is just going to keep going here for a little while longer, and temperatures at least are pretty nice if you don't mind that wind. It's in the upper 60s and low 70s. Fargo's at 72, Grand Forks at 71, and a warmer 73 in Fergus Falls right now. There's some varying cloud cover. We do have some areas that have some sun, others that have a little bit of clouds working their way through. We're going to show you what that means for you for the afternoon coming up. And temperatures heading into the rest of the day today, expect them to be into the mid 70s. In Fargo, you can see our camera shaking again on the sky cam there. And we'll see that wind start to turn. It'll turn more northwesterly, and that'll keep our temperatures from rising much more here today with that cooler direction it's coming from. Eventually, notice the 10 o'clock hour, the wind speed is more around 9 miles per hour. So that's going to ease up then, but we still have several more hours of some strong winds for today. And then our minds turn to the heat coming up for the weekend once we clear this windy weather. Today, Friday, looking fairly good here on our heat index potential graph, but notice where we go from there. We'll get into the 100s. Now, a reminder, heat index is not the air temperature. It's the combination. It's that feels like number, the combo of the air temperature and the humidity that's out there. And that's what gets you here when you combine those two. And so even if your temperature is not at 100, we could possibly be feeling like that. And it does have an impact on your health in some instances here. So we've got to take this seriously as the weekend comes up. We're going to talk more about that heat that's to come and when our next chance for rain will be coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Lisa. And how she was just saying, things are definitely heating up this weekend and people will be heading off to the lake to cool off. The drowning death of a 20-year-old last week on Detroit Lake serves as a stark safety reminder before boarding a boat. Becker County Sheriff's Office says there are 5 important things to remember before hitting the water. First, wear a life jacket. All children under the age of 10 have to wear one while on a board. And 2, stay sober. Alcohol is the #1 leading cause in boating-related deaths. Third, tell a friend your plans. Tell someone where you're going and when you'll be back. And be weather aware. Don't let a storm sneak up on you. If you get caught on a lake in a thunderstorm, head back to shore. And lastly, be boat smart. Know the boat you're driving. Take a boating safety course. Stay alert for no wake zones. And of course, other boaters out on the water. The Montana National Guard has rescued 87 people since Monday from areas with raging floodwaters. The towns of Red Lodge, Fromberg, and Bridger have all seen evacuations and damaged homes, roads, and bridges. Some cities are without water supplies. The governor is seeking an expedited presidential major disaster declaration to aid with the flooding. A Michigan baby formula plant has been forced to halt production after severe weather moved through the area. Abbott announced the pause in production after heavy rainfall overwhelmed the storm water systems, resulting in major flooding at the plant. The company has stopped production of its L-Care specialty formula in order to clean and sanitize the plant and will consult with the FDA about testing to ensure the plant is safe enough to resume production. Abbott says the entire process will likely take a few weeks, but says they still have enough product to meet the demand. The company will have produced 8.7 million pounds of infant formula in June for the U.S. Gun violence at schools has school officials looking for ways to protect students. Coming up at noon, we'll take a look at the program that teaches kids to spot warning signs. But next, it's a windy day in the valley, but meteorologist Lisa Green is tracking a dangerous heat wave heading our way.